लागत से जल जीवन मिशन, जो मैंने कहा हर घर को जल पहुंचाना, 41 योजनाएं शुरू हुई है। 1112 करोड़ से जम्मू के हर गांव को रोड से जोड़ने का कार्यक्रम शुरू हुआ है। इस प्रकार के ढेर सारे काम हुए। इसके साथ साथ ई पासबुक, मैं आश्चर्यचकित हूं, जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर अपनी प्रॉपर्टी का दस्तावेज आप ऑनलाइन प्राप्त कर सकते हो, किसी को 10 रुपया भी देने की जरूरत नहीं है। मित्रों, ये बहुत बड़ी प्रशासन की उपलब्धि है और तीनों भाषा में उपलब्ध है। ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है। पीएम जय के कार्ड, लगभग 77 लाख कार्ड आज देने का काम समाप्त हो गया है। 225वीं सेवा को ऑनलाइन जारी करने का काम आज जम्मू कश्मीर प्रशासन ने किया है। लगभग सौभाग्य के तहत 8,57,00,000 घर ऐसे हैं, आप कल्पना कर सकते थे, 8,57,000 घरों में आजादी के 75 साल तक बिजली नहीं पहुंची थी। पहली बार एक छोटा सा लट्टू भी पहुंचाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। हिसाब मांगना चाहिए जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने, जिन्होंने ये 3 परिवारों से, जिन्होंने 75 साल शासन किया, क्या किया। आपके बच्चे तो पढ़े इंग्लैंड में, जम्मू कश्मीर के बच्चों का क्या हुआ। 42,000 लोग बलि चढ़ गए, कौन जिम्मेदार है। ये 3 परिवारों का हिसाब मांगने का समय जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता के लिए। प्री मैट्रिक
And we've got some more breaking news coming in on the ongoing race to the Congress's top post, the president. Breaking news coming in that Sachin Pilot has left for Delhi from Jaipur. Remember, there is a parallel war over who will be the Rajasthan chief minister even after Ashok Gehlot has pulled out of the presidential race. He will return to Jaipur. Sachin Pilot will return to Jaipur after Dussehra celebration. Sachin Pilot had been meeting several leaders, including ministers such as Pratap Singh Kachariawaz and Rajendra Guda in Jaipur, who are part of the Gehlot camp, so to speak, during the ongoing political crisis in Rajasthan. So is this a dash to Delhi for Dussehra, or is there something more to it? Every single movement is going to be tantalizing at a time when there is a great deal of shadow play and very little clarity on where the chips are going to land for Mr. Gehlot, Mr. Pilot and several others in the fray for top positions both in Delhi as well as in Rajasthan. So big movement. Sachin Pilot taking a dash to Delhi. It could be as simple as a Dussehra break, but every movement is going to be looked at with a great deal of scrutiny at this time, especially since Sachin Pilot has just met with people like Pratap Singh Kachariawaz of the Gehlot camp and others. Sachin Pilot, remember, had met with Sonia Gandhi a few days ago. He had come out of that meeting all smiles and had said, whatever the High Command decides, they will do. It was the same thing that was echoed by Ashok Gehlot as well. Dev Ankur Vadavan is with me live from Jaipur. Dev, all eyes on Mr. Gehlot, Mr. Pilot. Every move they make is being looked at very closely. Why is Sachin Pilot coming to Delhi? Is it only for Dussehra or is it something else?
Well, Shiv, after spending 5 days meeting the likes of Sonia Gandhi, KC Venugopal and other leaders in Delhi, Sachin Pilot had returned to Jaipur. Yeah. But what has happened of late, Shiv, is that he has met several leaders from the Gehlot camp, and that includes Cabinet Minister Pratap Singh Kachariawaz. India Today has accessed that photo at the official residence of Pratap Singh Kachariawaz, where Sachin Pilot had met him late last night, and confabulations were around the new changes that have come about in the political atmosphere as far as Rajasthan is concerned. Sachin Pilot, Shiv, our sources have told us that has got a sense from the party high command, and he has tried conveying that sense to other members, including those from the Gehlot camp, and the likely changes that can happen in the next few days or weeks, so to say, is that a CLP meet can happen, which did not happen earlier, can happen in Rajasthan. And pilot camp has, told India today that it is okay with the party observers speaking with each and every MLA in person, one-to-one, and gauging the mood of them, and thereafter assessing the entire situation, and then, passing that one-line resolution, Shiv, and conveying that to the party high command. And thereafter, pilot camp maintains that a change in the leadership in Rajasthan is likely and probable as well.
Remember that Rajasthan goes to elections in just about 14 to 15 months from now. So we'll have to see, how everything lands, how it's going to be configured. Very, very interesting. Thanks very much, Dave, for breaking that news, as always, first here on India Today. That's it on 5 Live. Thanks so much for watching. Up next is 6 p.m. Prime with Akshita, who is doing the story that India Today has set the agenda with. The big outrage over Adipurush has totally exploded ever since India Today picked up the story yesterday. Every channel is on it. The Madhya Pradesh government has climbed into the ring, and it's become even bigger. Is that good for the film? Is it bad? Is the outrage justified? Big exclusive coming up with Akshita.
5 साल के बाद पेट्रोल देश से समाप्त हो जाएगा। आपकी स्कूटर, आपकी कार एक तो हाइड्रोजन पे होगी, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन पर, या इथेनॉल पर, फ्लेक्स इंजन पर होगी, या सीएनजी और एलएनजी पर होगी।
India's clean energy transition is rapidly underway, but can it replace petrol? The term green describes any type of fuel derived from biomass. This includes all kinds of organic matter from plant and animal. This is eco-friendly and sustainable alternative, as the feedstocks used to make green fuel are sustainable and naturally replenished. Unlike oil, which is naturally occurring but requires an extremely long geological process to form, biofuel can be produced in a matter of days. A huge variety of feedstocks can be used to create biofuel, ranging from vegetable oil and crop residue to algae and byproducts from beer breweries. They can be utilized in engines without engine modification. Between April to September 2021, CNG car sales saw a surge of 96%. Another alternative is CBG, or compressed biogas, that is biogas produced naturally from waste like agriculture residue, cattle dung, sugarcane press mud, municipal solid waste, sewage treatment plant waste. So far, 9 CBG plants have been commissioned and started to supply across India. Autogas, or LPG, is a clean, high-octane, abundant and eco-friendly fuel. The use of LPG as an automotive fuel has become legal in India with effect from 24th April 2000. In the year 2003, a new eco-friendly fuel popularly called gasohol was launched. This fuel combines petrol with 5% ethanol obtained from the sugarcane molasses available throughout the country. India has achieved the target of supplying 10% ethanol blended petrol extracted from sugarcane and other agriculture commodities, and aims to double it by 2025-26 to cut oil import dependence and address environmental issues.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now.
so hot and humid in your city that you're finding it difficult to fall asleep? Well, you are not alone. Hundreds and lakhs of people in India are facing this problem, and now it has been documented. It's now clear that heat waves are messing up our sleep patterns. This has to do largely with your body temperature in the night. Our bodies are tuned in to dropping body heat in the night to help us sleep. The hormone melatonin serves essentially as a natural alarm clock. When it's nighttime, it widens the blood vessels in our hands and feet to get rid of heat from our bodies. So what really happens when the air around us is too hot? When temperature goes up, deep sleep gets affected. Deep sleep for at least a few hours is the bare minimum we all need to ensure our body truly gets the rest it requires.
Sleep deprivation can lead to various mental health disorders. The most commonly seen are depression and anxiety. Chronic insomnia, that is chronic sleep disturbances, can lead to something called as early onset dementia, which is again a memory disorder. So it is important in order to maintain our mental health as well as physical health that we give ourselves adequate sleep.
Now, there is not just the problem of rising temperatures, there is also the problem of the pandemic. COVID-19 has interfered with our sleep patterns, and this too has now been documented. The pandemic ruined sleep cycles. The stress and anxiety of COVID added to the work from home patterns completely hit our lifestyle choices. A recent survey by a social media platform found that 54% Indians surveyed confirmed that their sleep patterns have changed post the pandemic. Many of these Indians speak about the fact that they're suffering from sleep apnea, finding it difficult to go off to sleep or sleep properly at a stretch altogether. This has now even got a term called coronasomnia, caused by personal stress, by grief of losing a loved one, and even anxiety over any COVID-related news.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Co-presented by PolicyBazaar.com. Co-powered by Buy, Sell, Rent on 99acres.com. Co-powered by Galaxy Z Fold 4. In association with LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
Thank you for joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. I'm Akshita Nantagopal, and this evening we're going to be talking about all of the outrage over Prabhas's upcoming film Adipurush. It's based on the epic Ramayana, which is why right now netizens are outraging over how some characters, particularly that of Ravan, has been portrayed. The BJP has jumped into the fray. We're going to be getting a representative from the Madhya Pradesh government. They're saying very clearly that there must be action taken by the director immediately. There must be damage control that's done. Boycott calls are back, ban calls are back. We're going to be talking about all of this outrage and controversy, but first, as always, the headlines. Fresh showdown in capital. Lieutenant Governor seeks report on alleged irregularities into power subsidy given by AAP. Sisodia hits back, accuses the LG of being politically motivated. Avalanche tragedy in Uttarakhand. Over 10 mountaineers dead in trek to Draupadi Ka Danda peak. More mountaineers fear trapped. Domestic help Yasir accused of using a ketchup bottle to kill the Jammu and Kashmir DG of prisons. He's been arrested after a manhunt. Probe on to find if murder was an act of terror or not. Amit Shah announces reservation for Pahari community as he addresses mega rally in Rajouri district. Home Minister slams the Gupkar alliance and targets them for dynasty politics.
ये तीन परिवारों ने भ्रष्टाचार करने में कोई चूक नहीं। मोदी जी ने टोल टैक्स को समाप्त कर महंगाई को कंट्रोल करने का काम किया है।
Days after PFI ban, a shocker from Dakshina Kannada, where a graffiti was painted on the road which reads, "Chaddi workers beware, PFI will be back." News broken first on India Today. And NCP comes out in support of Uddhav Sena ahead of the mega Dashera rally at Shivaji Park tomorrow. Posters put up outside Matoshri backing the former Maharashtra Chief Minister.
Adipurush faces boycott calls. Anger peaks over Ravan portrayal. BJP wades into Adipurush Rao. Slams portrayal of gods in Adipurush. BJP claims Ravan khilchified. Outrage justified or exaggerated? Adipurush AG, top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
So the images of Saif Ali Khan playing Ravan, looking completely different from the Ravan that we have seen growing up in TV series, is what's led to all of this outrage. Netizens are slamming the filmmaker of Adipurush, Om Raut, for misrepresentation of the Ramayana and the way that he's portrayed the character of Ravan in the teaser of his upcoming period epic. Let's get you all the details about the controversy that's doing the rounds and how now this has also become political, with BJP leaders jumping in.
The first teaser of Om Raut's Adipurush is out and things are not looking too good. The movie based on Ramayana is already in the eye of a storm. A day after Adipurush teaser was released at a mega event at Ayodhya, it is facing endless flack on social media. While the trailer has been tagged disappointing and childish, outrage is growing over the portrayal of Ravan by Saif Ali Khan for a number of reasons. In the teaser, Saif is donning a beard, spiked hair look, completely different from the Ravan we've seen in films before or have imagined. In several scenes, there is no tripund on Saif's forehead. And even the Janeyu, or sacred thread, is missing. Some argued Saif as Ravan looks more like a Turkish or Mongol invader. Netizens noticed several other changes. Ravan's Pushpak Viman has been replaced by a dragon or a flying bat, leading to questions: is this Ramayana or the Game of Thrones? What followed next was a torrent of memes ripping apart the teaser. BJP leader and legal convener dived into the controversy, claiming alleged Islamization of Ravan and the Vanar Sena, asserting that creative freedom had crossed the Lakshmana Rekha.
The Ravana in this photograph that I see floating around is a guy who looks nothing Indian, who has blue eye makeup and is wearing leather jackets. This is our history they are misrepresenting. They cannot do it in the guise of creative liberty. This is our history. Ramayana is who we were, who we are. It represents this nation.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश.
There is a lot of talk on how 500 crore rupees have been spent on the VFX, but the outcome in the teaser did not even come close to meeting expectations of netizens. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, several BJP leaders have jumped into the fray, raising objections, questioning this particular trailer. The Madhya Pradesh government too has said that they will take note of what's played out. Narottam Mishra, Home Minister of Madhya Pradesh, is joining us on this broadcast. नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, पहले हमको ये बताइए कि क्या आपने ट्रेलर देखे हैं और आपकी आपत्ति क्या है इस ट्रेलर से?
अब जैसे हनुमान जी के अंग वस्त्र थे ना, हमारे यहाँ हनुमान जी के अंग वस्त्रों के बारे में स्पष्ट रूप से लिखा हुआ है कि कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा, हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। अब जो हमने अंग वस्त्रों का वर्णन हमारे हनुमान चालीसा में है, ग्रंथ में है, आप चमड़े के वस्त्र पहना रहे हो उनको। हनुमान जी के बारे में उनका देह जो उन्होंने काली बताई है, हमारे यहाँ हनुमान जी की देह के बारे में भी बताया है, लाल देह लाली रचे अरधर लाल लगूर, वज्र देह दानव दलन जय 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 कपिशूर। एक एक चीज़ का वर्णन हमारे शास्त्रों में हर जगह किया गया है और हमारे शास्त्रों के अनुसार हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि जो भी ग्रंथ में हमारे में लिखा है वो सत्य है। जैसे हनुमान चालीसा में लिखा है, पृथ्वी से सूर्य की दूरी युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु, तो जितनी दूरी हनुमान चालीसा में लिखी है, नासा के वैज्ञानिकों ने अभी भी उतनी ही दूरी बताई है। तो ये वैज्ञानिक भी वही सिद्ध कर रहे हैं। आज हमारे रामायण में राम सेतु राम रावण युद्ध का वर्णन किया था। उस समय की तात्कालीन करुणानिधि सरकार ने और कांग्रेस की सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हलफनामा दिया कि राम रावण युद्ध हुआ ही नहीं था, लेकिन नासा के वैज्ञानिकों ने बताया कि हाँ यहाँ राम सेतु है, तो सब मान गए। तो आखिर हमारे ही ग्रंथों पे आपत्ति क्यों कर देते हैं ये?
नहीं, वो तो मतलब वो नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, एक लीगल फाइट अभी भी है राम सेतु के बारे में, लेकिन इस ट्रेलर के ऊपर काफ़ी आर्ग्यूमेंट्स ये भी है कि क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी कहाँ है। अभी जितनी किताबें हैं, जितनी फिल्में हैं जिसमें रामायण के ऊपर, इसकी स्टोरी लाइन के ऊपर भी है और इसमें काफ़ी क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी लिए है, इसमें भी शायद वही किया है।
बेटा, मेरा ये निवेदन है कि थोड़ा बहुत लिबर्टी जब लें, देना भी चाहिए, जब ये कभी कभी किसी और धर्म को भी लें। जोमेटो आई बाबा महाकाल वाली तो हमारा धर्म, सनी लियोनी ने गाना गाया मधुबन में राधिका नाचे रे तो हमारा धर्म, सब्यसाची ने मंगलसूत्र के विज्ञापन को लिया तो हमारा धर्म, काली फिल्म विवादित पोस्टर बना तो हमारा धर्म, ओ माई गॉड पिक्चर आई चित्रगुप्त की वो हमारा धर्म, आश्रम आई तो हमारा धर्म। बाकी और किसी में हिम्मत नहीं है क्या ऐसी? या हम ही सॉफ्ट टारगेट हैं? लिबर्टी हमारे ही धर्म में चाहिए आपको।
तो आप बोल रहे हैं सॉफ्ट टारगेट, लेकिन अगर आप देखोगे कि मतलब जो दूसरा साइड है, हमेशा ये कांस्टेंट आर्ग्यूमेंट रहता है कि हिंदूज टॉलरेंट है, एक टॉलरेंट रिलीजन है और इसलिए कुछ मतलब थोड़ा क्रिएटिव लिबर्टी भी होना चाहिए। क्या अभी ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव हुए हैं कि सब इश्यू, जितने भी फिल्म, जितने भी किताबें हैं, सब एक कंट्रोवर्सी हो जाता है? नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी,
यही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना कि ये जो टॉलरेंस है या जो भी है आप कह रहे हो, ये तरीका ठीक नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक ही एक व्यक्ति को बार बार टारगेट की, धर्म को, एक ही बहुसंख्यक लोगों के भावनाओं को आहत करना, ये अच्छा तरीका नहीं है, इसलिए पत्र लिखा है मैंने।
ठीक है। दूसरे कंट्रोवर्सी आपने बताया पहले जवाब में कि जो हनुमान जी पे कंट्रोवर्सी है वो एक चीज़ है, दूसरा है कि जो रावण की डिपिक्शन है इस ट्रेलर में, उस पर भी काफ़ी डिबेट, काफ़ी चर्चा हो रहा है। आपको क्या कहना है इसके बारे में?
अधिकांश पात्रों को उन्होंने अलग अलग रूपों में ही दिखाया है। सीता माता को भी अलग रूप में उन्होंने अलग वस्त्रों में दिखाया है। इस तरह से उन्होंने सभी पात्रों में कुछ न कुछ छेड़छाड़ की है जो
नहीं, लेकिन तो फिर आपको लगता है कि जैसे सीता को भी ट्रेलर में दिखाया है उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम है नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी, क्योंकि सीता तो शायद 10 सेकंड के कम के लिए भी फीचर करते हैं ट्रेलर में।
अब जैसे आपके शब्दों में अंग्रेजी शब्द है ना, ऐसे सीता माता का जो ऊपर अंग वस्त्र पहने हैं उसको अंग्रेजी शब्द है जो मेरी जबान पे नहीं आ रहा है। स्लीप बोलते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उसे? स्लीप है, स्लीपलेस। हाँ, मैं उतना जानकार नहीं हूँ, थोड़ा अज्ञानी हूँ।
नहीं तो आप बता रहे हैं, so there's essentially a problem with Ravan's depiction, there's a problem with Sita's depiction, there's a problem with Hanuman's depiction. Are we blowing it out of proportion? Narottam Mishra ji, हर कैरेक्टर के ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रोवर्सी या इश्यू है अभी।
नहीं, मैं तो संवेदनशील इसलिए हो रहा हूँ, मैं संवेदनशील सिर्फ एक बात पर हूँ कि हर बार हमारा ही धर्म क्यों। इसका जवाब आप दे दीजिए या डायरेक्टर साहब दे दें या कोई भी आके दे दे। हर बार एक ही धर्म क्यों, बस इतना सा सवाल है।
ठीक है, तो आपने बताया कि ये आपके प्रॉब्लम है, ये आपकी आपत्ति है, आपके मांग क्या है अभी फिल्म मेकर से, डायरेक्टर से?
ये दृश्य आपत्तिजनक हटा दे, आपत्तिजनक दृश्य हटा। मैंने लिखित में लिख के दे दिया है ना, मैंने तो ये लिखित में भेजा है पत्र उनको, डायरेक्टर को। कोई ज़्यादा बड़ी मांग नहीं है मेरी, आपत्तिजनक दृश्यों को हटा दें।
लेकिन वो कैसे कर सकते हैं नरोत्तम मिश्रा जी? ये फिल्म जो मतलब पूरे बने हैं, हम सबको पता है कि स्टोरी क्या है, रामायण की स्टोरी है। वो कैसे काट सकते हैं इस फिल्म को कि रावण के जितने भी सीन से हटा दे, तो फिर स्टोरी क्या है?
मैंने आपको जितने अभी नाम पढ़ के सुनाए थे ना, मैंने आपको अभी जितने महाकाल की जोमेटो आई थी, सनी लियोनी का मधुबन में राधिका गाना आया था, पूरा गाना ही बदल दिया था ना। इसमें महाकाल वाली में पूरा सब्यसाची का मंगलसूत्र बदला था, काली फिल्म के विवादित जो पोस्टर सब बदल गए थे। जैसे वो सब बदले ऐसे ये बदल जाएगा, आप प्रतीक्षा करिए सिर्फ।
ठीक है, Narottam Mishra ji, thank you for joining us here on India Today, taking the time out and speaking to us on this entire controversy. The big news break that's coming from the conversation that I just had with the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister is that he's confirmed he's written to the director Om Raut on this issue. The minister has in fact highlighted to the filmmaker saying that no Indian filmmaker is expected to depict our gods this way. He's also said that sentiments of the people have been hurt. It's natural that their sentiments will be hurt by this teaser. He's also in that letter which he showed here on India Today urged the filmmaker to remove any such depiction and take care that such errors are not repeated in the future. So essentially a warning that's being shot off by the Madhya Pradesh government to the filmmaker Om Raut saying remove these objectionable parts. If that doesn't happen, if the filmmaker doesn't respond, what will happen next? We'll have to wait and watch.
अधर्म का विध्वंस करने।
Let's explain to you what this controversy is all about. Obviously, the trailer of Adipurush has ruffled a lot of feathers, and it's particularly over several of the characters. Yes, there's been quite a bit of trolling also over the poor graphics, the poor VFX used in the movie, which is evident from the trailer. But the larger controversy is over the depiction of Ravan, the depiction of Hanuman as well. Let's show you what we've seen largely in most of the films, books, how these iconic epic characters are depicted. Let's begin with Lord Ram. You see a clear similarity here, and that's why Prabhas right now, superstar Prabhas, after Bahubali, is being hailed for his depiction of Lord Ram in Adipurush. Very similar to what you've seen largely in other movies and other TV series as well. So over Lord Ram, there's no controversy because you can see that a lot of the elements that make Lord Ram, make his character, have been retained in this depiction as well. Let's show you the other characters. While Lord Ram, there's not much controversy over Hanuman too. Right now, there's a huge controversy over how he's been shown, over his character, over his looks, what he's wearing, all of that. what you see there on the right is the images from one of the most popular depictions of Ramayana and how Hanuman was shown there versus here. You can again see very, very big difference. Now, obviously, there's an attempt to modernize. That's what you can make out, at least from these two stills. But in the process, it looks like many people feel that their religious sentiments have also been hurt. So clear difference there in how Hanuman looked in the TV series, films that we've seen growing up versus today's Adipurush. Let's show you the next image, the most controversial of the lot, the depiction of Ravana in this film, or at least in the trailer. Now, what you see there is the image of Ravan. Long hair, no beard, mustache, and you can see that he's wearing a janayu. He has the tripund as well on his forehead. In Saif Ali Khan's Ravan, which you see here on your screens, he is sporting the tripund in some scenes, in some he isn't. Netizens are saying that's impossible. Ravan was known to be a staunch Shiv Bhakt, a Brahmin, always sported the tripund, and some scenes Ravan in this film isn't showing. Besides that, of course, you can see that the Pushpak Viman has been replaced by a demon that Saif Ali Khan playing Ravan is riding. And you can see in the entire look itself, how Ravan looks there versus here is completely different. Saif Ali Khan sporting a bearded look with short hair, spiked hair. All of this is what's triggered this controversy and this huge debate about how the epic Ramayana has been completely misconstrued and changed in the name of creative liberty in Adipurush. Let's cut across to more breaking news coming in. All right, big breaking news that's coming in. The demand now for a ban on Adipurush. The Hindu Sena right-wing group has written to the Information and Broadcasting Secretary to go ahead and ban the movie. This even as only the teaser is out. The Hindu Sena saying foreign funding has been received by the makers to tarnish Lord Ram's image. They're saying that the sentiments of Hindus have been hurt by this film. A familiar script, it was expected that calls for a ban would follow, considering all the controversy that we've seen. The Hindu Sena right-wing group shooting off a letter to the INB secretary saying that action must be taken immediately to ban the film, and all this based on the teaser that's been released of Adipurush, saying that the sentiments of Hindus are being hurt. They claim that the funding for this film has been sent from, in fact, abroad to tarnish the image of Lord Ram, and that's why they're saying that the film must be banned. Now, most of us know the classic tale of the Ramayana because it's been told and retold for generations. You've got books, you've got movies, animated series, you name it. The story of Lord Ram, of Ravan, and has had many interpretations, and never has it been under the spotlight so much, or for that matter gotten so much criticism. Is it fair to be questioning Adipurush? Is it fair to be questioning this creative liberty that we've been referring to? Because in our next report, we get you some of the instances of how the story of Ramayana has been used before by storytellers. They too have taken their own liberties without so much controversy.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश के हाथों होकर रहेगा न्याय का
The magnum opus Adipurush, in the eye of a storm over the portrayal of Ravan by Saif Ali Khan. Based on the epic Ramayana, the makers have clearly taken several liberties while recreating the characters, particularly that of Ravan, and it hasn't gone down well with netizens, with many slamming what they say is an Islamization of Ravan.
सेनापति कंपन, प्रहस्त, महापार्श, दुर्मुख और मंत्रिमंडल के सदस्यगण.
Most connect Ravan or Lord Ram from the projection shown in TV series like Ramanand Sagar's Ramayan in the 80s, or even animated shows that some have grown up with. Why is it that everyone is up in arms over this film when there have been several works of art that have previously also experimented with the looks of Lord Ram and Ravan? Let's give you a few instances. The most famous interpretation of the epic has been in the Shiva trilogy books by author Amit Shah, which kept the sanctity of these mythological characters intact while telling fictional tales.
In 2019, Amish's book Ravan, Enemy of Aryavata, was published, and it chronicles the life of Ravan until the time he kidnapped Sita. In this book, Ravan's Pushpak Viman is a plain chopper hybrid, but is stuck to the stories of legend when it comes to Ravan, describing him as intelligent, sharp, as multi-talented, and plays the Ravana Hatha instrument. Several films too, like Adipurush, made their own interpretation. Mani Ratnam's Ravan was a clear retelling of the Ramayana, but with a twist, where he questioned the core story of the Ramayana of Lord Ram as the Maryada Purushottam, and instead Ravan being humanized and someone fighting for his people's rights. There have also been mega hits like SRK's Ravan, which borrowed from the Ramayana epic for the name of the villain.
क्योंकि अब तुम्हारे पास एक नहीं 10 है तो ढूंढो मुझे जीवन और अगर असली रावण नहीं सुना तो गेम ओवर हाथ छोड़ो लक्ष्मण.
Even Main Hoon Na tells the story of two brothers, Ram and Lakshman, with the antagonist character named Raghavan. Bollywood has for long now taken inspiration from the epics and given it their own twist. So is it fair to now pick and criticize Adipurush? The jury is out. Bureau Report, India Today.
So here on India Today, we believe in putting out all versions, which is why in that report we also highlighted how there have been several interpretations of the Ramayana, and never has there been so much controversy or so much discussion. The teaser for this film has also garnered a lot of attention for other reasons, because many of the images that have come in from the trailer caught netizens' eye, and they started highlighting similarities between Adipurush, between the images and the scenes that have been shown, at least the so-called grandeur, with scenes from several other very, very popular TV series like Game of Thrones, like the movie Planet of the Apes, and all of this, even as the VFX of the film has been referred to as cartoonish and is disappointing. Let's talk about that, the similarities of this teaser, of this trailer with other films and popular TV series.
धस जाए ये धरती या चटक जाए आकाश.
The makers of Adipurush wouldn't be a happy bunch after the launch of the movie's trailer triggered a tsunami of outrage, bound to release next January.
आ रहा हूं न्याय के 2 पैरों से अन्याय के 10 सर कुचलने.
Apart from portrayal of Ravan and Hanuman, its VFX has also been scrutinized intensely on social media, with many describing it shoddy. Now, netizens are picking apart the teaser frame by frame and comparing it with many blockbuster Hollywood movies. While some have claimed that Ravan's flying demon, inspired by the dragons in the Game of Thrones, some have called out the look of the Vanar Sena, claiming that they look straight out of the Planet of the Apes.
No mercy, no peace. This is war. Apes together, strong.
Similarities have also been drawn between the underwater scene of Lord Ram in the movie with shots of Jason Momoa in Aquaman.
Now I need something more.
Potterheads have claimed that the demons swirling over Ram look like Dementors from the Harry Potter saga. Marvel fans haven't been kind to the movie either. From comparing the walk of Ravan to Hela in Ragnarok.
I'm Hela.
just a janitor.
You look like a smart boy with good survival instincts.
To Ram walking with Lakshman and Hanuman to the iconic Avengers Assemble shot, the similarities drawn are many.
Assemble.
Made with a budget of 500 crore rupees, Adipurush is one of the most expensive Indian films ever made.
दिया चटक जाए आकाश.
The filmmakers could now be hoping that movie buffs will now pass these apparent flaws when Adipurush hits the theatres in January. Bureau Report, India Today.
And it's because of this and much more that you're seeing boycott Adipurush currently trending on social media. India Today was the first to get you all the reactions to the controversy playing out over this particular film. So trust us to get you all the latest updates on this. I'm slipping into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. We'll be right back with lots more news and updates.
Armed with facts, she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories. From every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
Ujjain, Indore, Ahmedabad. Garba festivities in parts of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh marked by controversy as Muslim youth who entered these venues were dragged out by fringe groups. In Ujjain, 3 Muslim youngsters were nabbed from a Garba venue and then beaten up by Bajrang Dal activists. In Indore too, 7 Muslim youth were cornered by Bajrang Dal activists when they tried to perform Garba inside a pandal. Every evening, these groups conduct searches and ID checks for anyone trying to enter the pandal. Chaos broke out at a Bhopal Garba event when a Muslim youth tried to enter the pandal claiming to be a Hindu. And in parts of Khargon, Hindu organizations launched a Tilak campaign to prevent non-Hindus to coming to Garba event. In Gujarat too, it's a similar story. Bajrang Dal and BHP volunteers are conducting checks at Garba pandals. And in Ahmedabad, 4 Muslims were cornered and one of them was trashed brutally. There was also a controversy at even a school event over Muslims taking out a tazia during Garba, leading to 4 teachers being suspended. These incidents of Garba events becoming communal flashpoints has led to a political war of words.
ये धार्मिक आयोजन है, इसमें पूरी शांति के साथ में, सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण के साथ में, धार्मिक भावनाओं के साथ में गरबा होता रहे, इसलिए आयोजनकर्ताओं से कहा है कि आई कार्ड देखकर ही वो प्रवेश दें।
पूजा और आराधना का मामला है, इसमें किसी को कैसे रोकोगे आप?
कल से कहोगे कि मंदिर आना है तो कार्ड लेके आओ, तो ये इसका कोई औचित्य नहीं।
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected device.
Let's get your breaking news that's coming in this evening. Huge controversy playing out in Telangana. Tomorrow, KCR is going to be officially kicking off his national political ambitions. And amid that, there's a huge controversy over TRS distributing alcohol and chicken. The BJP is waded into this now. Shobha Karanlaje has tweeted, and I quote, "The chicken and alcohol democracy of KCR, open admission of what TRS stands for, and the model that KCR wants to propagate throughout India. KTR, in his pursuit of making Telangana his fiefdom, has hit the bottom of the barrel. This is disgraceful." So you can see that the BJP is now latched onto this issue. The controversy largely surrounding the TRS's national ambitions launch tomorrow, over which reportedly the TRS is distributing chicken and alcohol to people. These images came in from Warangal in Telangana, where you see, in fact, chickens being handed over to people along with alcohol. The BJP is lashed out, saying this is plain disgraceful. Slipping into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime with that news break. Coming up on the other side, we're rounding up all the incidents of violence that's been reported at Garba event venues in Gujarat. Clashes that have been reported in Vadodara, in Kheda and Surat.
This was Shiv Sena's Grand Dashera celebrations last year.
केला तर त्याचा कोथळा बाहेर काढल्याशिवाय राहायचं नाही. आज माझ्या हातामध्ये काय आहे? अधिकार म्हणून काहीच नाहीये.
A lot has changed in a year. Bala Saab's army has split into two groups, each claiming to be the real Shiv Sena. Now the bitter fight between the Uddhav and Shinde Senas has extended into the Dashera festivities. This war is being fought with videos from each camp, both laying claim to Bal Thackeray's legacy. After the Uddhav Sena video took pot shots at Shinde for backstabbing Shiv Sena.
अभी आपको लग रहा है शिंदे गढ़ स्थापन होने के बाद कुछ तो अलग है, कुछ अलग नहीं है. वही मैदान है, वही झंडा है, वही पक्ष है, वही सुनने वाले हैं, सब कुछ वही है. खाली अभी गद्दारी का जो माहौल चल रहा है वो आपको लगता है अलग है.
The Chief Minister's followers released a counter video that showed Bal Thackeray saying, "We will not only burn this Ravan of Congress party, we will also bury it."
तो पहले से हम यही कह रहे थे कि राष्ट्रवादी और कांग्रेस के बैनर्स लगते हैं, उनके लोग जो बीच में सभी जगह पे आक्रोश सभा हो रही थी उसमें वही लोग हैं. तो यहाँ पे माननीय बाला साहब ठाकरे के हिंदुत्व के विचार वाली माननीय मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे जी, इनकी दशहरा रैली सभा है और वहाँ पे महाविकास आघाड़ी की सभा है.
Both Senas are gearing up for Dashera, looking at the festival as a show of strength of supporters.
सबको पता चल गया है कि शिंदे साहब के नेतृत्व में बाला साहब की शिवसेना आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो सम्मेलन हो रहा है वो रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक सम्मेलन होगा. उसमें बहुत भीड़ रहेगी, ये विक्रमी भीड़ रहेगी, ये सबको पता चला है. इसलिए अभी बीच में कुछ विघ्न लाना है, इसलिए सब कुछ ये चल रहा है. यहाँ जो भीड़ इकट्ठा होगी वो शिवसेना की होगी. बाला साहब की निष्ठा रहने वाली सब शिवसेना की रहेगी.
Surprisingly, the BJP and NCP appear to be on the same page on the video war between the two Sena groups.
शिवसेनेचेच 2 मिळाले, दोन्ही ठिकाणी भगवे झेंडे, दोन्ही ठिकाणी बाळासाहेबांचे फोटो. हे पहिल्यांदा घडतंय. खरं तर हे नको घडायला हवं. शिवसेना प्रमुखांचं स्वप्नच भंग पावलेलं आहे.
या गोष्टी होतात, असं काही नवीन नाही. संघर्ष होतो, पण त्याला एक मर्यादा ठेवली पाहिजे. राज्यातले जे जबाबदार लोक आहेत त्या लोकांनी हे वातावरण दुरुस्त करायला पावलं टाकली पाहिजे.
The Uddhav Sena got a boost over Shinde after the Bombay High Court ruled it has the right to hold the annual Dashera rally at the historic Shivaji Park ground, the traditional venue of the Shiv Sena since 1966. With Ritik Mondal in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
Ever heard of zombie fires? No, I'm not talking about flesh-eating maniacs. This is a rare phenomenon that is also known as overwintering fires. This occurs mostly in countries like Russia, Canada and Alaska. So what are zombie fires really? Peat fires burn underground and are very difficult to detect. They're also known as zombie fires as they can burn underground and reignite weeks or months later. Climate change is drying peatlands and making them more susceptible to fire. During a fire, burnt trees fall to the ground, igniting the flammable peat in the soil. The embers can continue to burn more than a meter underground for weeks or months, even in winter in certain regions of the world. The embers are fed by peat, a spongy material rich in carbon formed by decomposition of organic matter. They burn underground and return to the surface where in dry and windy conditions they can start a new fire.
Welcome back. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime. And let's get your details now of how communal clashes have dented the spirit of Navratri celebrations, particularly in the state of Gujarat. From Surat to Kheda and Vadodara, multiple clashes at Garba events have erupted across the state, while protests by Hindu group Bajrang Dal erupted in Surat, allegedly against the appointment of Muslim bouncers at a Garba event. At least 6 people were injured after stone pelting was reported at a Garba function. This was in Kheda of Gujarat. In another incident, you had communal clashes breaking out at a market in Vadodara over a religious flag being tied close to a temple.
मुस्लिम युवक नौजवान गरबा में जा रहे हैं, उनको शर्म आनी चाहिए, चुल्लू भर पानी में डूबकर मर जाना चाहिए. उनके माता पिता को, जिनके लड़के उनके गरबों में जा रहे हैं, सनातन धर्म के मानने वालों को, अगर उनको जाना ही है तो अपनी माँ को और अपनी बहन को और अपनी भाभी को और अपनी वाइफ को साथ लेकर के जाएं गरबा में. इनकी बिल्कुल भी आस्था नहीं है. ये हिंदू धर्म की, समाज की लड़की और बहनों को जो तकने के लिए जाते हैं मुस्लिम युवक.
Let's also get you an update on the situation currently in Kheda, where there was violence and stone pelting that was reported. 9 men have been detained in connection with that violence. The situation, even now we're being told, remains rather tense. 6 people were injured after stones were pelted during this Garba event. It led to violence and clashes. Right now the situation remains tense. Let's take this across to Gopi Manyar. She's joining us live from Kheda in Gujarat. गोपी, हमको ये बताइए कि अभी स्थिति क्या है खेड़ा में?
देखिए, फिलहाल सिचुएशन काफ़ी कंट्रोल में है. पुलिस जो है वो लगातार यहाँ पे तैनात है और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज जो कुछ वीडियो भी सामने आए जिसमें पुलिस जो है, जो 9 लोगों को पुलिस ने हिरासत में लिया है, उन 9 लोगों की उसी जगह पर, जिस जगह पर पुलिस ने इन लोगों कल गरबा हो रहा था और वहाँ पे पथराव हुआ, उसी जगह पर पुलिस ने आज उनको एक खंभे से बांधकर उनकी पिटाई कर दी. तो कहीं ना कहीं जिस तरीके से ये पूरा मामला सामने आया है और कल जिस तरीके से गरबा को लेकर, क्योंकि गरबा जहाँ पे हो रहा था वहीं पे पे बगल में एक मस्जिद थी और बगल में मंदिर था और उसी में मंदिर में गरबा हो रहा था, लेकिन जो डीजे बज रहा था उसको लेकर कल ऑब्जेक्शन किया गया जो वहाँ पे मुस्लिम समुदाय के लोग थे उनके ज़रिए, और फिर ये कहा गया कि गरबा नहीं करना है। उसको लेकर फिर हंगामा हुआ, पथराव हो गया और देर रात तक ये पूरा बवाल चला, जिसमें 6 लोग बुरी तरीके से घायल हैं, जिसमें 3 पुलिसकर्मी भी घायल हुए हैं। फिलहाल सिचुएशन अंडर कंट्रोल है। 42 लोगों के खिलाफ पूरा मामला दर्ज किया गया है और 9 लोगों को हिरासत में लिया गया। लेकिन आपको सबसे हैरानी की बात यह है कि जो वीडियो सामने आया है जिसमें पुलिस खुद लोगों के सामने जो अक्यूज जिनको वहां पे डिटेन किया गया उनकी पिटाई करते हुए दिखाई दे रहा है।
Okay, all right, Gopi, thank you for getting us all of those details. Gopi telling us that currently in Kheda, one of those districts where we saw tension and violence, the situation is under control currently. Now, there have been these incidents of hate and violence that's been dampening the Garba fervor in parts of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. But let's focus on the festivities itself. Let's round up for you all the images that we've been getting in from across the country this Navratri. Amid Garba fever across India, employees of a private airline along with a few passengers and security personnel danced to the tunes of Garba at the Mumbai airport. The video of this incident has gone viral on social media. As Navratri is celebrated throughout the country to worship the 9 forms of goddess Durga, people in large numbers performed Garba in Fatehpur with full zeal and zest. As the festivities reached its peak, devotees were seen dancing in Vadodara. Mesmerizing video shows the true spirit of the Navratri festival. While there have been communal clashes, let's also show you some stories of the communal togetherness and harmony. Hindu and Muslim communities came together to perform Garba. This is in Gujarat's Rajkot. And as I slip into a short break here on 6 p.m. Prime, let's also get you all the images of the festivities in Bengal. Durga Puja festivities is the 9th and last day for both Navratri and Durga Puja celebrations. Here are the images of the festivities in Bengal. On the other side of a short break, I'll continue getting you news and updates, so stay with us here on India Today.
Have you looked at back of the water bottle and found that it has an expiry date? The shelf life of water has been debated for long. So let's find out how long stored water remains safe for consumption and what happens if you consume expired water. Treated tap water is safe to consume for up to 6 months if stored well, while sparkling water is safe for up to 1 to 2 years. Tap water might start tasting odd if it gets mixed with the carbon dioxide in the air. However, both tap water and carbonated water are considered safe for drinking for 6 months despite the odd taste. Water in its pure form doesn't expire, but the plastic bottle has an expiry date. Drinking from an expired bottle isn't a good idea. Plastic can start leaching into the water over time and contaminate it with harmful chemicals such as antimony and bisphenol. To preserve water for long, it's important to store it well. The first step is to identify the amount of water to be stored and find a cool and dry place. Copper and steel vessels are ideal for long-term storage. For regular use, one can always opt for BPA-free plastic containers or glass bottles. To avoid contamination, one should refrain from using pipes and fill it directly from the faucet after filtration. If faucet is stored in gallons or drums, there should be a lid on it at all times to avoid contact with air. Exposure to BPA, which is used in plastics, has been known to interfere with reproductive development in animals. It has also been linked with other cardiovascular diseases, immunity diseases, and diabetes in humans. Filtration of water is must. The easiest way is to bring it to boil for around 15 minutes and let it cool. Most modern households use water purifiers nowadays. However, regular servicing of reverse osmosis, purifiers, and changing candles is crucial. Liquid bleaching is rare these days but has been a popular purification method in the past.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Welcome back. A bitter fight between the Uddhav Sena and Shinde Sena has extended into the Dussehra festivities. And there's a video war with both sides portraying themselves as the true heirs of Sena founder Bal Thackeray's legacy, which has escalated in Maharashtra. We tell you how in our next report.
This was Shiv Sena's Grand Dussehra celebrations last year.
आज माझ्या हातामध्ये काय आहे अधिकार म्हणून काहीच नाहीये.
A lot has changed in a year. Bala Saab's army has split into two groups, each claiming to be the real Shiv Sena. Now the bitter fight between the Uddhav and Shinde Senas has extended into the Dussehra festivities. This war is being fought with videos from each camp, both laying claim to Bal Thackeray's legacy. After the Uddhav Sena video took pot shots at Shinde for backstabbing Shiv Sena.
अभी आपको लग रहा है शिंदे गठ स्थापन होने के बाद कुछ तो अलग है, कुछ अलग नहीं है. वही मैदान है, वही झंडा है, वही पक्ष है, वही सुनने वाले हैं, सब कुछ वही है. खाली अभी गद्दारी का जो माहौल चल रहा है वो आपको लगता है अलग है.
The Chief Minister's followers released a counter video that showed Bal Thackeray saying, "We will not only burn this Ravan of Congress party, we will also bury it."
तो पहले से हम यही कह रहे थे कि राष्ट्रवादी और कांग्रेस के बैनर्स लगते हैं, उनके लोग जो बीच में सभी जगह पे आक्रोश सभा हो रही थी उसमें वही लोग हैं. तो यहाँ पे माननीय बाला साहब ठाकरे के हिंदुत्व के विचार वाली माननीय मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे जी, इनकी दशहरा रैली सभा है और वहाँ पे महाविकास आघाड़ी की सभा है.
Both Senas are gearing up for Dussehra, looking at the festival as a show of strength of supporters.
सबको पता चल गया है कि शिंदे साहब के नेतृत्व में बाला साहब की शिवसेना आगे बढ़ाने के लिए जो सम्मेलन हो रहा है वो रिकॉर्ड ब्रेक सम्मेलन होगा. उसमें बहुत भीड़ रहेगी, ये विक्रमी भीड़ रहेगी, ये सबको पता चला है। इसलिए अभी बीच में कुछ विघ्न लाना है, इसलिए सब कुछ ये चल रहा है। यहाँ जो भीड़ इकट्ठा होगी वो शिवसेना की होगी, बाला साहब की निष्ठा रहने वाली सब शिवसेना की रहेगी।
Surprisingly, the BJP and NCP appear to be on the same page on the video war between the two Sena groups.
शिवसेनेचेच दोन मिळाले, दोन्ही ठिकाणी भगवे झेंडे, दोन्ही ठिकाणी बाळासाहेबांचे फोटो. हे पहिल्यांदा घडतंय. खरं तर हे नको घडायला होतं. शिवसेना प्रमुखांचं स्वप्नच भंग पावलेलं आहे.
या गोष्टी होतात, असं काही नवीन नाही. संघर्ष होतो, पण त्याला एक मर्यादा ठेवली पाहिजे. राज्यातले जे जबाबदार लोक आहेत त्या लोकांनी हे वातावरण दुरुस्त करायला पावलं टाकली पाहिजे.
The Uddhav Sena got a boost over Shinde after the Bombay High Court ruled it has the right to hold the annual Dashera rally at the historic Shivaji Park ground, the traditional venue of the Shiv Sena since 1966. With Ritik Mondal in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in. Coming up on the other side here on India Today, 7 at 7 with Nabila Jamal. She gets you the day's top stories with a focus on Amit Shah's visit to Jammu and Kashmir and the massive rally that he led in Rajouri district.
Just 10 days after the British budget was presented, slashing taxes on the super rich as a way to jumpstart the country's economy, the British government has been forced into a humiliating U-turn. The removal of the 45% tax bracket without a plan to make up for the revenue loss pulled the rug from under the pound. The stock markets triggered one of the biggest sell-off in British bonds. The rollback announced by Finance Minister Kwasi Kwarteng brought back some stability to the British markets. Along with an onslaught of memes and ridicule on social media, "Resign" was a top hashtag on Twitter most of the day, while £65 billion, the amount estimated lost in the past few days, was one of the trending phrases.
A lot, as you know, can happen in a fortnight, and how challenging it's been, the pound falling, bond markets in a mess and business confidence low. Until 2 weeks ago, the most damaging thing Kwasi Kwarteng had ever done was swear on University Challenge. To be fair, Liz Truss did tell us she was planning to hit the ground from day one. She just never told us she was taking the pound with her.
Also trending heavily on social media, calls to bring back Rishi Sunak, the Indian origin politician who held the post of the Chancellor of the Exchequer during the challenging COVID period of February 2020 to July 2022. One of his pre-election debates with Liz Truss has been also doing the rounds.
For the new Prime Minister and the new government is to grip inflation. We cannot make it worse. Inflation is the enemy that makes everybody poorer. It erodes your savings. It erodes your living standards. It means that those of you that have mortgages will see your interest rates go up higher and higher. So I don't think the responsible thing to do right now is launch into some unfunded spree of borrowing and more debt. That will just make inflation worse. It will make the problem longer.
Let's be clear. We have inflation because of our monetary policy, that we haven't been tough enough on the monetary supply. That's the way I would address that issue.
Okay.
But it is wrong.
Interest rates up, mortgages nightmare.
It is.
Liz, we have to be honest. We have to be honest. But borrowing your way out of inflation isn't a plan, it's a fairy tale.
Meanwhile, faced with an erosion in investor confidence, the duo of Prime Minister Liz Truss and her finance minister are trying their best to convince the international community the British government was focusing on building a high-growth economy with opportunities for all. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
In association with SBI Home Loans, Audiatron,
a very good evening. You're watching 7 at 7. I'm Nabila Jamal. Let me take you through the top news, the headlines first. Fresh showdown in capital. LG seeks a report on alleged irregularities into power subsidy given by the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Sisodia is hit back, accuses the LG of being politically motivated. Avalanche tragedy in Uttarakhand. Over 10 mountaineers dead in a trek to Draupadi Ka Danda Peak. More mountaineers feared trapped. Domestic help Yasir accused of using a ketchup bottle to kill Jammu and Kashmir DG of prisons. Arrested after a manhunt. Probe on to find out if this is murder. Police for now rules out the terror angle. Amit Shah there announces a reservation for the Pahari community as he addresses a massive rally in Rajouri district. Home Minister Amit Shah slamming the Gupkar alliance, targets them for dynasty politics.
ये तीन परिवारों ने भ्रष्टाचार करने में कोई चूक नहीं। मोदी जी ने टोल टैक्स को समाप्त कर महंगाई को कंट्रोल करने का काम किया है।
And days after the PFI ban, a shocker from Dakshina Kannada, where a graffiti was painted on the road which read, "Chaddi workers, beware, PFI will be back." Remember this news, first broken right here on India Today. NCP comes out in support of Uddhav Sena ahead of the mega Dussehra rally at Shivaji Park tomorrow. Posters put up outside Matoshri backing the former Maharashtra Chief Minister. And more trouble for film Adipurush. Madhya Pradesh Home Minister Narottam Mishra has condemned the film, saying it's insulting Hindu gods. Will be meeting with the movie's director, asking for a removal of such scenes.
हमारे आस्था के केंद्र बिंदुओं को ही क्यों छेड़ते हैं? उनको सॉफ्ट टारगेट क्यों मान लेते हैं? हिम्मत है किसी और दूसरे धर्म के ऐसे देवताओं को करने की? है तो दिखाना चाहिए।
All right, today we've been tracking Home Minister Amit Shah in Jammu and Kashmir as part of his 3-day rally, a huge outreach to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, where in his address today, he went on to speak about how Jammu and Kashmir has extensively progressed after the revocation of Article 370. Moreover, in a big statement as part of Naya Kashmir campaign by the centre, Amit Shah has now proposed for the Pahari community to be considered or now will be a scheduled tribe. That's the status that would be given to them, which means they will be now eligible for reservations in education as well as jobs. Here's Amit Shah's big message.
आज की ये रैली उन लोगों को जवाब है जो कहते थे धारा 370 जाएगी तो फिर पंजाब पर आग लग जाएगी.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Tuesday declared the abrogation of Article 370 a grand success. Shah, on a 3-day visit to Jammu and Kashmir, was speaking at a massive rally in the border district of Rajouri. He claimed the centre's decision 3 years ago had ended stone pelting and brought an era of development to Kashmir.
धारा 370 को हटाने से यहाँ पिछड़ों को, दलितों को, आदिवासियों को और पहाड़ियों को अपना अधिकार मिलने वाला है. मोदी जी ने युवाओं के हाथ से पत्थर लेकर लैपटॉप थमाने का काम किया है, नौकरी देने का काम किया. जनवरी 22 से लेकर आज तक 1,62,00,000 पर्यटक हमारे जम्मू कश्मीर के अंदर आए हैं.
Shah launched a scathing attack against the Abdullahs and Muftis, who ruled Jammu and Kashmir for decades. The Home Minister promised reservation for Gujars, Bakarwals and Pahari communities, which he said wouldn't have been possible without the abrogation of Article 370.
आज मोदी जी पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के 27 लाख परिवार को 5 लाख तक का स्वास्थ्य का पूरा खर्चा दे रहे हैं. 70 साल में 3 परिवारों ने दिया क्या? जोर से बोले दिया क्या? कुछ भी पैसा आता था वो भ्रष्टाचार कर घर ले जाते थे. आपके लिए पैसा ही नहीं बचता था. कहां से आपके आरोग्य की चिंता करें?
The Paharis have been demanding scheduled tribe quota as they live like the Gujars and Bakarwals in the tough and backward terrain.
मैं आपको कहने आया हूं, देश के प्रधानमंत्री का बहुत बड़ा मन है. ये सिफारिशें से जो भेजी है उसकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रक्रिया समाप्त होते ही गुर्जर, बकरवाल और पहाड़ी भाइयों को आरक्षण का लाभ मिलेगा.
The Gujars, already listed as scheduled tribe, however, are apprehensive that they will be edged out.
ये सिर्फ कुछ लोग हैं जो प्लांट किए गए हैं और ये गुजर समुदाय मतलब उसमें बिलीव रखने वाले नहीं है. ये मेरे ख्याल से ये अपोजिशन पार्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं और सिर्फ एक जो हमारी मुहिम है उसको फेल करने के लिए और बीजेपी को बदनाम करने के लिए. अदरवाइज जितने गुजर बड़े लीडर हैं वो हमारे साथ हैं. हम पहाड़ियों के साथ हैं, हम बीजेपी के साथ हैं.
Ahead of the rally, Amit Shah had darshan at the Vaishno Devi temple and offered prayers. In the last leg of his 3-day visit, Shah on Wednesday will be addressing a rally in Baramulla, which is a terror hotbed. With Sunilji Bhatt and Ashraf Wani, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, amid Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to Jammu and Kashmir, we are looking at Jammu and Kashmir police who finally cracked down and have caught this main suspect in the murder of Jammu and Kashmir HK Loya, who is a DG prisons. In fact, this man called Yasir has been arrested. He is suspected to be the murderer of HK Loya. And while he's now been arrested, we're looking at the Jammu and Kashmir police now probing the terror angle into this case. For now, it appears that they have ruled out the terror angle. This man, in their view, could be depressed. The murder of prisons, Jammu and Kashmir prisons DG HK Loya, took place at 11 p.m. when Loya was staying at a friend's home. An initial probe there reveals that Yasir set the top cop's body on fire after slitting his throat using a broken ketchup bottle. And a diary now has been found at the domestic help's house. And that shows clearly that he may have been under depression. Police now ruling out the terror angle at the moment. Meanwhile, terrorist Lashkar Front People's Anti-Fascist Force have claimed responsibility for Loya's murder. PAFF is a new terrorist organization which has also claimed all recent terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir, including the recent attack on non-locals. 57-year-old HK Loya, a 1992 batch IPS officer, was found dead with his throat slit on the outskirts of Jammu. He was posted as the DGP prisons in August. Burn injuries also found on his body.
हेमंत लोहिया जी के जो दोस्त हैं राजीव खजूरिया जी, इनके घर में वो पिछले कुछ दिनों से रह रहे थे और रात को खाना खाने के बाद जब अपने बेडरूम में जाते हैं तो ये लड़का जो डोमेस्टिक सर्वेंट है, जो पिछले कुछ अर्से से काम करता था, वो कहीं पाँव में कोई थोड़ी उनकी चोट थी और पाँव को मरहम लगाने के लिए उस वक़्त अंदर था और अचानक उसने कुंडी लगा के उनके ऊपर हमला किया और बार बार उसमें जो है वो शार्प एज्ड वेपन के साथ उनके ऊपर अटैक किया। बाद में उनको आग लगाने की, किसी कपड़े को, तकिए को आग लगा के वो भी उनके ऊपर फेंका, शायद उनको सफोकेट करने के लिए। घर के लोगों ने बहुत कोशिश करी, दरवाज़ा अंदर से बंद था, इन्होंने बार बार उसको तोड़ करके अंदर जाने की कोशिश करी, मगर तब तक मुझे लगता है कि जख्मों की ताब न लाते हुए उनकी डेथ हो गई। ये बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट वाक़ा है कि घर में एक ट्रस्टेड आदमी जो आप बतौर कुक जिसको या बतौर डोमेस्टिक हेल्प इस्तेमाल करते हैं वो इस तरह की बात करे। कुछ रेलेवेंट क्ल्यूज़ ऐसे मिले हैं जिससे लगता है कि उसका स्टेट ऑफ माइंड जो थोड़ा सा काफ़ी डिफरेंट था और पुरानी उनकी हिस्ट्री में भी थोड़ा पता चल रहा है कि काफ़ी एग्रेसिव नेचर का वो आदमी था। अब ये जो वाक़ा हुआ है इसकी बाकी तहकीकात कर रहे हैं और उसके फ़ोटो जो हैं अलेज्ड मर्डरर के वो मीडिया में जारी कर दिए गए हैं। इसकी बाकी डिटेल जो है तफ्तीश के साथ पता चलेगा।
कल शाम का वाक़या है, बहुत ही दुखद घटना है। शुरुआती जांच में ऐसा लग रहा है कि एक लड़का जो डोमेस्टिक हेल्प के तौर पे उनके साथ काम करता था, 4-5 महीनों से काम कर रहा था, उसका हाथ है इस घटना में। CCTV फुटेजेस अवेलेबल है जिसमें वो भागता हुआ नज़र आ रहा है। जो हथियार इस कांड में इस्तेमाल हुआ है उसको बरामद कर लिया गया है। फिलहाल टेरर एंगल का कोई भी एविडेंस इसमें नहीं आया है। हम एक्यूज़ की तलाश कर रहे हैं और तलाश जब उसको पकड़ा जाएगा उसके बाद ही सही कारणों का खुलासा किया जा सकेगा।
All right, meanwhile, the showdown between Delhi LG and Delhi government, the Aam Aadmi Party, has only escalated. In the latest, Delhi LG VK Saxena has ordered the Chief Secretary to initiate a probe into alleged irregularities in Delhi government's power subsidy scheme. The showdown comes just after a CBI inquiry was initiated into the Delhi government's liquor policy, which has now been withdrawn. Kejriwal's closest aide and Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is one of the 15 accused named in the case. This new probe now led Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and co to cry foul, claiming that this is nothing but mere BJP's plot to derail Aam Aadmi Party's progress in the poll-bound state of Gujarat.
उपराज्यपाल ने एक नया षड्यंत्र रचा है कि दिल्ली के अंदर बिजली की सब्सिडी किसी तरीके से खत्म की जाए। और अब यह षड्यंत्र इसलिए रचा जा रहा है कि आज गुजरात के हर शहर में, हर गांव में, हर मोहल्ले में, हर पान की दुकान पे एक ही चर्चा है कि दिसंबर में अरविंद केजरीवाल की आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार गुजरात में बनेगी और 1 मार्च से गुजरात के अंदर जीरो बिल आने शुरू हो जाएंगे। हर मोहल्ले में गुजरात में चर्चा है।
हम उनसे यह सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं, 3 प्रश्न। नंबर 1, आपने कहा था कि आप इस नीति को बदलेंगे और उन कंपनियों की जगह दूसरी कंपनियों के द्वारा कार्य करेंगे। आपने उस पर क्या निर्णय लिया? नंबर 2, आपने बोर्ड में राजनीतिक लोगों को क्यों नियुक्त किया? नंबर 3, सब्सिडी को वेवर करने का निर्णय किस आधार पर लिया? और उससे कंपनियों को कितना लाभ और इसमें कितना किकबैक लिया गया। और अंत में हम यह कहना चाहते हैं, दिल्ली की आम जनता को मिलने वाली सब्सिडी सीधे प्रत्यक्ष पारदर्शी तरीके से प्रत्यक्ष लाभ हस्तांतरण डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के द्वारा क्यों नहीं दी जा रही है।
All right. The national capital Delhi is all set to welcome winter, and with that comes the infamous pollution levels. Now, taking center stage amid all of this is politics, where we see the Aam Aadmi Party now, in a bid to protest against the BJP-governed or BJP-ruled Delhi Municipal Corporation, are now going to be burning effigies of Ravan, all made up of garbage, across 3,500 locations in the national capital. And this only leaves us jittery about what it's going to do to the pollution levels in the state. Let's take a quick look at this detailed report.
It's the season of good over evil. The triumph of the noble over the corrupt. The valiant versus the sinister. But as winter approaches and the capital's infamous pollution levels begin to rise, Delhi's ruling party has decided that evil this year is enshrined in the BJP-controlled Municipal Corporation of Delhi. On Dussehra, the Aam Aadmi Party plans to burn effigies of Ravan made of garbage at over 3,500 locations in the capital. You heard that right, 3,500 Ravans made of garbage will be burnt. They're calling it कूड़े का रावण।
एक रावण बनेगा जिस पर सांकेतिक लिखा हुआ है भाजपा के कूड़े का रावण है। सिर्फ एक सांकेतिक रावण है। अब आप सोचो, हम रावण जलाते हैं, एक सांकेतिक चीज है कि एक बुराई को जलाते हैं।
The symbolic protest against the BJP is to mount an attack on what the Aam Aadmi Party calls the MCD's maladministration, hitting rock bottom year after year in Swachh Bharat surveys.
दिल्ली की जनता बड़ी परेशान है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने पूरी दिल्ली के अंदर कूड़ा कर रखा है। जहां भी जाओ आप, हर गली के अंदर कूड़ा है। लोग चाहते हैं कि इस भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जो भ्रष्टाचारी शासन है उससे आज़ादी चाहते हैं। तो हमने उनसे मांग की कि आप जल्द से जल्द चुनाव कराएं दिल्ली के अंदर।
Burning of efficiency of these kudas,